Woohoo! Hey, sacred bombshells and spiritpreneurs. It is I, your girl, Abiola from sacredbombshell.com. Today, we are talking about how to get unstuck. And I have 13 ways for you to keep it moving. KIM, keep it moving. I guess to go your way. Keep it moving when your life is feeling constipated. Now, feeling stuck shows up in different kinds of ways. It shows up as procrastination. It shows up as refusal to make a decision. It shows up as bad choices. It shows up as depression and sadness. But many different times, if you live long enough, you probably at some point will feel stuck. My biggest case of stuckness in my life came when I was working on the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love, my last book. It's right there behind me. Right? So when I was working on this book, why am I yelling? When I was working on this book that is personal development, spiritual personal development, part memoir, I became incredibly stuck, like maybe about 75% through. Actually, no, that's a lie. It happened twice. Once in the very, very beginning, and once when I was about 75% through. Now, this wasn't my usual like procrastination stuff, because I have procrastination down to a science. What? Give me a deadline, I will knock it out and have it there for you. Chances are I'll be working on it in the 11th hour leading up to right before it's due, but you will get it and it'll be bomb and it'll be amazing. It won't be late, it'll be on time, but there will be some procrastination that you won't know about before I get it to you, probably. So this was different. This was agony, because not only was I stuck, but then I beat myself up because I felt like a loser because I was stuck. See, for me, writing is something very spiritual and very personal. I think that I really believe that writing is my superpower, because until that time, like, I'd never experienced writer's block. If you tell me to write about anything, otters and beavers in northeastern Canada, I could make something up and I could write something about it, and I would feel good about it. And people would be like, wow, she's really, knowledgeable about the beavers and whatnot in northeastern Canada. I had never experienced writer's block. And so that has enabled me to be able to write very quickly for publications and, et cetera. And, but when I was working on this book, I experienced a stuckness. Like, I can't even call it procrastination. It was agonizing. And it was like my computer was staring at me like, okay, what are you going to do today? You're going to get this done. What you going to do? And I then, like I said, beat myself up because I felt like a loser. And at one point, I went to my editor, who's amazing, Alyssa McGowan, redpenforrent.com. If you are seeking an editor, redpenforrent.com. Alyssa, tell her I said, hey. I went to Alyssa and I was just like, oh my God, like, this is not working. Like, I'm just not going to be able to get this. I will pay you, name the amount, take my notes, turn my notes into a book. Now, I've ghostwritten for other people, and here I am just coming to her and being like, here, take over my book. Luckily, she had more sense than I did in the moment. And she's dealt with writers probably before in the despair of stuckness. And Alyssa was like, no, you need to write your book, girl. What is wrong with you? Write your book. Then I rallied and was able to finish. What I realized afterward was that when I put the tools to use, actually, that I share in the book, to figure out why I was experiencing that, like, it was almost like, it was horrible. It was that I was having an issue with the vulnerability that I felt, a serious vulnerability hangover, because I shared things that were intensely personal in the book that I had not shared before. And still would probably feel uncomfortable, were I to speak with you one-on-one about these things, because they're very personal about me and my family and etc., my relationships and, my life. And so I was feeling so vulnerable that it just was, then I was just stuck. I was unable to go on. I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of being belittled. I was afraid of being made wrong because I was sharing things about my family. And, we all know that everybody's got different sides of the story. I was afraid of breaking cultural and family codes by talking about things that went on that I didn't feel were right. I was afraid of the who does she think she is factor of, giving advice and putting it in a book and like, this girl, who is she? Why is she? Who is she the one? I was afraid of a number of things. Fear. And it kept me stuck until I shifted. So here are 13 ways to get unstuck if you're feeling stuck. The first way is that I want you to go to unblockmyenergy.com and sign up for my free 14-day Spiritpreneur Unblocked Energy Shift, because we're going to shift some things with rituals, practices, and prompts daily. It's free, 14 days starting October 7th, 2016. Depending on whenever you're watching this, but go to unblockmyenergy.com so that you can start with us. You're going to get immediately the first worksheet, tolerations worksheet. It's actually the pre-work. Get started on that so that you can take this challenge with us to keep everything, flowing, moving. Unconstipated life. And the unconstipated life is the only life worth living. Somebody tweet that. All right, so here are 12 other ways to get unstuck. The first way, of course, is to partner with people, get a coach like me or another coach, work with somebody who will hold you accountable through a set of practices, prompts, rituals, accountability in order to get unstuck. The way that I was working with Alyssa, my editor, for example. Number 2. A great way to get unstuck is doing a time machine exercise. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but roll with me here. Rock with me, roll with me. Time machine visualization is imagining if, you could travel throughout time. And so you could speed up, fast forward, rewind your life and see yourself at different stages. And so what you could do is visualize yourself in the future when whatever you are feeling stuck about is already handled. So if it's a relationship and you're feeling stuck, you don't know how it's going to play out, you want to move on, should you not? If it's a job, a career, should I do this, door A, door B? See yourself in the future where it's already resolved and it already feels good. And see yourself, basking in the completeness of this situation. You can even do a visualization where you are able to go on a quantum level. Quantum scientists say that all time space continuums are happening simultaneously. So you could go to yourself, and say, what do I need to know about this? How did you get out of this? How did you get unstuck? All in your visualization. Actually, I'll make a separate video about this time travel creative visualization. You could go to yourself as a kid and tell yourself the things that you need to know in order to be unstuck today. So if it's, you are worthy, you're amazing, you're incredible, you're brilliant, you got this, whatever it is you need to know. So the time travel visualization is incredible. I'm going to do a separate video about that. Number 3, move your body. One of my favorite gurus, Tony Robbins, he is a student of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, as am I. That's what my coaching certification is in, my first one. And it's when this is like so game changing to explain this. I'm getting excited and getting like tongue tied. One of the things that ways that you can change your mind, when we get stuck, like a lot of us, who are thinkers, introspective people, we sit and try to think our way out of it. You can't think your way out of the paper bag. You got to just break out of it. So it's about changing your body state. How does a successful person stand and move? If it's, you can only make it to walk 5 minutes a day, walk that 5 minutes a day. Like people joke about, doing power poses like Wonder Woman, but that really works. It's getting your body into a state. Think about what a depressed person looks like and describe it. You'd probably describe somebody slumped down, head, lifeless eyes, feeling bad, because we know those body postures. Sometimes we've had those body postures. But somebody who's confident and upbeat, what does their state of mind look like? I used to start all of my videos with a woo! And I used to feel nervous and anxious and unafraid before I was started making videos back talking a long time ago. And what changed it was, yes, getting used to, here hanging with you and me, us talking one-on-one, but also because I started my videos with a woo, that is a state changer. It is a game changer. And being that how we do anything is how we do everything, it causes a shift. And it is not possible to create a shift in one area of your life and not have the rest move. So you might even every day want to wake up, and when you get out of bed, before you get that tea or whatever you drink in the morning, start with that woo, and having the posture. Sounds corny, but I'm serious. Try it. Science, there has been a woman who did a scientific study on the power poses, and it shows that your cortisol goes down, your feel-good hormones go up, and actually you're even able to make decisions. Your risk-taking decision-making ability goes up, and so it helps you to get unstuck. So try it. I actually want you to try it and leave me a comment, like, just today, if you were to walk around like Oprah or Beyonce or whoever, Naomi Campbell, somebody you can think of if you feel like that person is confident, Michelle Obama, somebody who has what it is that you want in terms of like forward motion, and you were to adapt their body state, the way that they move in the world. Whoa, that's powerful. We're going to be talking about that more in an upcoming course, but there's something really, really powerful about that. Okay, number 4. And if my numbers go off, you'll follow along still. Just take the tools. The numbering could be off. That's fine. Number 4, surrender. Let go. Let it go. We all know the serenity prayer. Lord, grant me the what is it? Like, we all know it. I can't remember. But it comes out to grant me the wisdom to something like the courage to change the things that I can change. The something, but the wisdom to know the difference, right? So it's basically about like being able to either change things or not change things. But even better, I know that was like kind of hokey in there. I'll put the correct quote below. Even better is Angela Davis's quote, which is, I am no longer accepting the things that I cannot change. I am changing the things that I cannot accept. So either one of those is a way to move forward. You can either accept the things that you cannot change. That's what it is. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. So you either accept the things that you cannot change, or you change the things that you cannot accept. Either one is going to get you to a place of movement. And it's physics. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. So if you're stuck, you're either going to stay stuck or you need to make a move. No matter how tiny, micro movements, little movements help. Okay. Number 5, make a decision about whatever it is. When we're stuck, we can't make a decision. Red, blue, green, take an Uber or take a Lyft car, whatever it is, just make decisions. Make a decision. Whatever's the biggest, hardest one, make that one first. There's a great book called Eat Your Frog First or something like that. Eat That Frog. And that's about making the biggest decisions first. We think that it's about making the little decisions and getting the little things off our to-do list, but no, get the big decisions out of the way. Number 6, ask for help. Delegate. Get some people to help you to move forward is a great way to get unstuck. Number 7, try looking at it differently. Reframe how you're looking at the situation. Any situation can be seen a number of different ways. Quick example, my mom was raised in part in the city. Her family was on a farm in the country. She was raised in the city by her auntie, right? So auntie who raised her only had sons. And my grandmother, when my mom was born, was really sick. And my grandma had 7 kids. And so she was like, okay, you've only got sons. My sister, I love you. I trust you. Here, you can raise my baby girl. Stuff like that happened in Guyana all the time. And auntie raised and loved my mom and was basically her mom. My mom had two moms. She was fortunate to have two moms. And when she came here to this country and she was like, yeah, my aunt raised me, you know, my mom had a lot of kids. My mom wasn't feeling well, gave me to my aunt. People were like, oh my God, you must feel traumatized. My mom had never thought about it that way. So every situation has different ways that you could reframe them. So rather than reframing it to the negative, try looking at something. What is another possible positive solution or positive way to restory something that you may feel stuck about? See it differently. All right. Number 8, track your progress. That's why in AA or Narcotics Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, they give you a chip, you know, to celebrate, you know, 1 day sober, 30 days sober, because tracking helps you to get unstuck. So if you are wanting to, if you're going to juice every day or maybe walk for that 5 minutes every day or whatever it is, try out a little chart or give yourself a little gold star, you know, every time you're able to make a motion, or, you know, draw 30 hearts on a page, and every day that you work out, you know, check it off or cross it out, and it'll be like, whoa, okay, you can then see your progress. Restory it. I said that. Look at it differently. Declutter. Oh my God, this should have been number 1. Cleaning and decluttering will get you unstuck because you're getting your physical space unstuck. And as if you are familiar with feng shui, your physical space, then, you know, it's a simpatico relationship that you're having with your inner being and the space that you live and you work in. And clutter is just undecided things in your life, basically. So by either getting on the clutter, whether it's physical clutter, digital clutter, people clutter, you know, physical clutter that you have on your body, I say quite controversially, but that is in a way physical clutter, things that you have in your life that help you to avoid dealing with your life and yourself. And so it may be a little bit easier rather than making a decision like, I'm going to quit my job tomorrow, I'm going to leave my husband, to clean up your clutter. And that will help get your life moving. So do that, and leave me a comment. I want to hear the progress in that, because I'm telling you, it will change your life. There's some people that have no clutter and are minimalists and have 5 items, and good for you. I'm not those people. Talking to the rest of us. All right. There is also the morning pages, which is journaling. Wake up every day 30 minutes early and write either 3 pages or 30 minutes a day, without editing yourself, just whatever comes to mind. Morning pages are brilliant. And every single time in my life that I've felt stuck around anything, morning pages have gotten my life moving. I'm telling you, morning pages, the decluttering, you know, these are very, very strong tools. The power posing, very, very strong tools. Joining our challenge at unblockmyenergy.com, very, very strong tools. Another thing you want to do is have a daily practice. Whatever you do, have a morning routine so that you know, okay, for the first hour of your day or first 90 minutes when you wake up, I'm going to do this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I've spoken about this in other videos because it is key to helping you to get unstuck. Then your brain can do other things if you know, okay, the first 90 minutes when I wake up are taken care of. I'm going to do the same thing every day. No, you won't get bored. And even if you get bored, being bored is better than being stuck. And I think that the main thing is that just to realize that being stuck is a part of a limiting belief system. I call it your BS, you know, belief system. That, you know, Tony Robbins argues that you're not stuck. And he's like, you know, just stop it already. You're not stuck. But I'm going to talk to you like, you know, just real talk that, okay, yes, it's not real. You're not technically stuck. You know, yes, it is BS. But when you are in it, it's not BS. It's life. And you do feel stuck. And I'm going to honor the way that you feel and the way that I have felt. You feel stuck. You feel immobile. You feel unable to move forward. And so try these tools. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you are able to make a shift in your life. And if you're not ready to try these tools, just let me know what you're feeling stuck around. We started talking about this a little bit last week when we were talking about what are you tolerating. And most importantly, get unblocked with me. Join the Spiritpreneur Unblocked Energy Shift, a 14-day free challenge to get it moving at unblockmyenergy.com. Unblockmyenergy.com. All right, my loves. If no one has told you today, I love you. Dream bigger, love yourself, and I will see you in the 14-day free challenge. Unblockmyenergy.com.